Okay, so in this unit we're about to start, we're about to be talking about area of two-dimensional shapes. So we're going to start off on one of the easier ones. For right here, we're talking about parallelograms, specifically rectangles. Okay, so a lot of what we're going to do is we're going to talk about perimeter and area through this unit. So what does perimeter mean? Yeah, the distance around it, right? And then what is area? It takes with the space to fill the inside. So yeah, exactly. Okay, so first of all, I want to find the perimeter of this rectangle right here. So if you measure this, how long was this side down here? About 3 point what? Okay, about 3.9 centimeters. So this up here would be 3.9. Okay, when you measure this side, how long was this side?
3.
Right at 3? Okay. So for perimeter, we're just going to add all those up. 3.9 plus 3 plus 3.9 plus 3. Okay, so 3.9 plus 3 plus 3.9 plus 3. And what's that going to give you? Okay, so 13.8 centimeters is the perimeter. Now for the area, okay, area of a rectangle is just length times width. Okay? So we're just going to go 3.9 times 3, which is going to be what? Okay, 11.7. We'll talk more about this as we go through this unit, but this is 11.7 centimeters squared, or I'm going to say 11.7 square centimeters. Okay, when you're talking about area, the units are squared. Because that's literally what it means, is how many square centimeters it takes to fill this thing up. Okay, on the second one, what is the length of this rectangle?
9.7.
Is what? 9.7. Everybody agree with that? Okay. And then what is the width right here?
4.
Right at 4? Alrighty. So, again, for the perimeter, we're just going to add up those four numbers. 9.7 plus 4 plus 9.7 plus 4. And what does that give you? 27 point what? 27.4 centimeters. And then for the area, it's length times width, so 9.7 times 4. What does that give you? Good. 38.8 centimeters squared, square centimeters. Okay, so area of rectangles, you've definitely done this type of stuff in years past. Very simple stuff. Now, what we're going to talk about today, we'll come back to the bottom half of this. Now, I want you to let's flip back over to the front. And what I want to do is I want to measure these parallelograms to find their perimeter and area. So let's go ahead and find the perimeter first. So we need to measure the outside edges of this thing. All right, so how long is the base? About 7.6, what it looks like, right? So this is about 7.6, which means this one up here is going to be 7.6 in the parallelogram. Opposite sides are always congruent. And then if we measure this other side, how long is that? It's about 5.5, which means this one's going to be 5.5. Okay, so for the perimeter, I'm going to add up these four numbers. So 7.6 plus 7.6 plus 5.5 plus 5.5, 11, 25, 26.2. Is that right? Okay, now, that's what I need for the perimeter. Have I measured everything I need to measure to find the area? No, because I have not measured the height. So how am I going to find the height of this parallelogram? Yeah, measure directly from base to base, okay? So I need to measure straight up and down between these right here. So if I measure straight up and down, what is that? It's about 4.5. Okay? So now to find the area, it's base times height, so it's going to be 7.6 times 4.5. 7.6 times 4.5, which is 34.2 square centimeters. All right, good. Let's measure this bottom one down here. So how long is the base on that one? About 6.4 is what it looks like. Okay, and then the side there looks like it's about 3.5. All right, so to find the perimeter first, just adding those four numbers up. 3.5 plus 3.5 plus 6.4 plus 6.4 should be about 19.8 centimeters. All right, and now for the height, I need that for the area. I'm going to measure straight up and down. And what is that? Yep, about 2.3. So the base is 6.4, the height is 2.3. So the area, about 14.72 square centimeters. In a little bit, let's go ahead and flip it over and look at this side. So we were just finding the area of rectangles, which is a specific type of a parallelogram. Okay? So really the area formed of a rectangle is the same thing as a parallelogram. It's just there's a little bit more to think about if you just think about a generic parallelogram. So the area of a parallelogram is base times height. Or we could also say that is length times width, you know, like what we said for a rectangle. But when I'm talking about just parallelograms in general, I'm generally going to talk about it in terms of base and height. So you can see in this this little figure here of this parallelogram. Okay, this right here is the base, and the height is the distance that is perpendicular to the base, going to the other base. Okay, so this is a base, and this is a base. So that's the base. The height is the perpendicular distance between the two bases. And then you're going to have this other side, okay, that's not necessarily going to be the height, unless this side is, you know, perpendicular to the base. Okay, so on this one right here, which one would you say is the base length of this parallelogram? 6. Okay, which one of those is going to be the height of the parallelogram? Is 4. Now, whenever I have it drawn like this, it's very easy to see that and very easy to recognize that 4 is the height and that 5 is not the height. There will be, you know, different situations where you're going to have to think about it more, okay? Have to pay attention to that. So 6 is the base, 4 is the height. So the way you find the area of this parallelogram is simply base times height, so 6 times 4. So what's the area of that parallelogram? 24 square feet. Okay, next one, what's the base and height? Good. Base is 9, height is 5, so the area is 45 square yards. And then on this one, what's the base and height? Good. The base is 7 and the height is 3. Now this is one thing that confuses people is sometimes like this is drawn outside of the parallelogram, and so they think that can't be the height. But if you think about it, if I were to draw this line right here, how long would this line be?
3.
It's going to be 3. It's going to be the same thing as that, okay? So don't let that confuse you. This would be 3 inches just like this is, so 3 is the height of this parallelogram. So just 7 times 3, so it's going to be 21 square inches. Okay, so now let's flip back over. And let's look at this next group right here. Okay, I know that the area of this parallelogram is 72 square feet. And I know that the height is 8. What I'm looking for is the base. Yeah, I mean, this is as easy as it gets, right? Area of a parallelogram equals base times height. I know the area is 72. The height is 8. I'm looking for the base. I just divide both sides by 8. And the base is going to be what? 9. I mean, that's easy as it gets. 9 times 8 is 72. Okay, on the second one, I know the base is 11. The area is 99. So what does the height have to be? It's got to be 9. You know, 11 times 9 gives you 99. And then on this one, the area is 35. The height is 5. What's the base got to be? It's got to be 7. Okay, now, on this one, we're going to find the perimeter and the area, okay? So for the perimeter, I already have everything I need. I know this side is 21, which means I know this whole side down here is 21. And if this side is 17, this side is 17. So I'm just going to add those up real quick. 21 plus 21 plus 17 plus 17. 76. What you said?
Yes.
Yep. Now, for the area, what is the base of this parallelogram?
21.
The base is 21. Do I know the height? No. But if you'll notice what's going on right here, okay, I've got a right triangle right there. So what could I use to find this side of that right triangle? Pythagorean theorem, yes. Okay. I know this side is 17. I know this side is 8, and I'm looking for this side right here. So it's going to be 17 squared minus 8 squared, square rooted. Just using Pythagorean theorem stuff. And that gives you 15. So the height is 15. The base is 21. The height is 15. So for the area, I'm going to go 21 times 15. What does that give you?
315.
Say again? 315. Okay, sorry. Perimeter 76. Area is 315 square centimeters. Okay, next one. So, do I have everything I need for the perimeter? No, because I don't know this side. Do I have everything I need for the area?
Yes.
Yeah, actually I already have it. So let's go ahead and do the area first. So what is the base of this parallelogram? 23. What's the height of it?
24.
Is that 24, right? So we're just going to do 23 times 24.
552.
Okay, so 552 square feet. So we already got the area done, but for the perimeter, I need to know how long this side is right here. So what I'm going to do is, right here, I've got this right triangle. Now this time, I'm looking for the hypotenuse, so I will be adding here. So it's going to look like this. 24 squared plus 7 squared, square rooted. That gives you 25. Which means this is 25. If that's 23 down here, this is 23. So for the perimeter, I'm going to add 23, 25, 23, and 25. Alrighty. Let's drop down here. Let's think about this. Now, this one, I'm not necessarily going to use Pythagorean theorem here. What I'm going to use is this, is that I can see that this angle is 45. This angle is 90, which means this angle would be 45. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my special right triangle rules. Okay, and it's been a little while since we've done this. But let me remind you on a 45, 45, 90, this is x, this is x, this is x squared root of 2. So if I know this, if I know the hypotenuse of a 45, 45, 90, to get to the leg, all I'm going to do is divide by the square root of 2. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 8.5 divided by the square root of 2. And as a decimal, what is that? 8.5 divided by the square root of 2. 6.01. So that is the height. So to find the area, here's the base, here's the height. So I'm going to go 15 times 6.01 is 90 point what? Well, yeah, of course. All right, square millimeters. Okay, on this one, okay, so 45, 45, 90, same thing. This time I know this is 9, and this side has to be 9 because on a 45, 45, 90, the two legs are equal. Base is 17, height is 9, so I'm just going to do 17 times 9, which is going to be 90, 63, 153. Is that right? Okay, on this last one, so we have this 30, 60, 90. So on a 30, 60, 90, from the short leg to the long leg, that's what I need, the height is the long leg here of this 30, 60, 90. It's that times the square root of 3. So I'm going to go 12 times the square root of 3. What is 12 times the square root of 3? All right, so the base is 32, the height is 20.78. So for the area, I'm going to go 32 times 20.78.